Alright, welcome back. This is again going to be game 2 versus Mini Gnarls here. So, I'm not that sure what he's playing. Phyrexian Revoker is a good card. Baneslayer is probably a little too slow. I think we're going to want Hookmaster. Well, let's see. He probably has Worm Coils. We might be able to kill him quick enough without it. I didn't really see much of his deck, unfortunately, so we definitely want at least one of those in. Bellowing Tangleworm is actually going to be good against him because it's kind of a one-shot. And I think Balos, probably a little too slow, is a one of because it's just not something you often tutor up. I need to figure that out too, by the way. The deck probably still isn't perfect, but so Hookmaster extras will be brought in if I see Wormcoil because that card has to be dealt with, and that's one of the only ways, unless you just overwhelm them and then Beastmaster Ascension. So we'll see how this game goes. You got to be careful on keeps against decks with black because, like, this hand's solid either way. It's maybe a little slow, but Vengevines are going to be really good against him because he doesn't have Exile. But Inquisition here could really hurt turn 1, but we just can't ship that. That hand's too good, especially a turn 3 lead the Stampede. So we're pretty set up here. This is a very good hand at this point. These are the kind of hands you really are looking for. So. And especially against control decks, you just want to see constant Vengevines. It is hands down the reason to play this deck. Even though Lead the Stampede is really good, it's really all about the Vengevine. So, what's fantastic here is I can lead the Stampede, and if he doesn't counter it, I can ditch multiple Vengevines, and I went ahead and we're going to be able to ditch one. That's pretty average right there, is drawing 3 cards. So. At this point, I really don't think he can win the game. He's just in the wrong colors to beat Vengevine, and I just have way too much gas now. He just won't be able to keep up, hands down. So we want to stick a Fauna, and we're going to be able to either way. So we're going to go ahead and cast the Fauna. He'll probably counter it. That's fine. Then we'll Misty Rainforest, and we'll get out a Nest Invader here. And the reason I don't play, obviously, another Fauna is because I want one on the board. And if he wipes or does anything like kill the Fauna, we want to be able to stick one the next turn. So good start for us. We'll see how he goes here. Could be a Black Sun Zenith. Wouldn't really matter. He's going to take 8 either way next turn. I mean, it would be a decent enough play. So I thought he might be playing Tezzeret. Looks like he's playing Chapin's build. It's good to know. Took me a minute. There's a lot of different ones out there right now. So anyways, at this point, I mean, Vengevine's the pretty obvious play here. So we're going to go ahead and cast Vengie. If he counters, that's alright. The next turn, we're coming back heavy too. And that build only, I think, ran 2 counters main, if it's unaltered from Chapin's version. And I should have caught on earlier that that's what he was playing, but yeah, I mean, his deck just literally could not beat this. It's just not the right colors or style. And that deck was built when aggro decks like mine weren't even close to being around, so. First we got to attack just to make sure Vengevine's not dying here. He's only got the 1 mana, so he could disfigure, I guess, and block, but that'd be probably pretty silly. His back's really against the ropes, and there's just nothing much he can do here. At this point, I almost want a Fauna. Yeah, we should probably stick a Fauna. It would be the smart play. And there's no need to overextend because we need the 2 creatures for sure next turn. And even with Lead the Stampede and Llanowar Elf, you'd probably hit it. But I think that's the right play, just getting on a safety net Fauna just to pop out a Vengevine for some extra haste. So this should be game this turn. If it's Wormcoil, that's okay. We've got Hookmaster, and this is exactly the reason you run Hookmaster. So he thinks he's safe, but it's gonna be a good game. So 3-0, and this deck is pretty insane, you guys. It's a lot of fun. I recommend you try it out. And let's see, just make sure I don't misclick here, because that does happen. So he's a sad panda right now. Core Hookmaster was great tech. I did not come up with that. All props to Lewis Laskin and his crew. And Mini Gnarls, man, I give him props, and he pulls the punk move. Can't draw like that every game, I'm sure. So, by the way, yes, it can. It's extremely consistent. Lead the Stampede will get your answers. Fauna will get your answers. You just constantly blow up the board, fill up your hand with Hawks, etc. So, hope you enjoyed the deck, and check it out. Thanks.